Hi, I'm Spreadsheet, and I've actually already recorded this video, but I wasn't really happy with it because a lot of people gave me flack for my tier list because, I didn't absolutely glaze a character that I didn't have, and I undervalued like an actually like bad character. So, I'll just do it again. So this is a UZ tier list, and welcome back to Sprytron gets mad at JP players for having their own opinions. We're at the standard. This is episode 4, I think, probably. But yeah, here's my UZ tier list previously. So I want to make some changes. First, I'm going to put Aqua up next to Megumin because she's not as good as Megumin, but the insane things you can do, like with fever loops, doing 13 million HP in one run is just because of her. But Megumin for thrones is insane. Like, oh my god. And I also want to point out I have Lotus Ren in score attack because literally I cannot use the character. Maybe I just have like the biggest skill issue in the world, but every time I try to use Lotus Ren, it just doesn't work. He doesn't do enough damage. I don't understand why my Lotus Ren just doesn't do any damage. Maybe everyone else's is G5 and mine's only like I think he's G4. So, yeah, he's not very good. I literally there's no reason for me to not bring Shizu. Like, ugh. So, anyways, in the past things, we have the Tensura event, so we have 4 new events worth of characters. So first off, we'll start off with Jupiter Asu. This is one of the characters people did not like me putting where I put. Originally, I had put him here because he's a after fill, pre-fill, Soultimate filler, which like on tough he can hit almost as hard as Future Ren. However, Jupiter Death just hits harder, and honestly, I find him easier to use than Jupiter Asu. Like this, like people are like, oh, but he gets you another Future Ren's ultimate. Yeah, but you want to make sure you get his ultimate a second time, and you can't really do that very easily. So, yeah, it's way more board RNG using Jupiter Asu compared to Jupiter Death. And maybe this is just because I've used him against like probably the easiest throne ever. But I want to put him here, still below these characters. But then I'll move her here. I just find the perma bonus more valuable than a mid sub option, and then the 6.2 second ultimate for grinding is just way more valuable than like every one of these characters. So yeah, and then Jupiter Death, he's really great, hitting like harder than Future Ren while also providing some support, and he's actually pretty easily chainable. Like I don't know, maybe he's just more beginner friendly, but I find him way easier to use than Asu. Also, Asu's design sucks, so it takes away his points of value. Anyways, we have Beach Natsuyomi, who is easily going right here. So, the reason that she's so insane is because, starter ranged is really good, but she's not as good as Summer Setsuna because she doesn't have fast fever, which means you can't as easily get into fever time super quickly. But she's also got, like, the easiest ultimate to get in the world. Basically, you just, like, link 9 of her Puni, and she has almost her full regular ultimate, and that Puni you just linked, it gets you the G ultimate. It's pretty cool. And then, Inflate Force is insane. And like a lot of people didn't understand why I have Oni King Enma here, and they try to like say, oh well, he's Enma, so that he's not like even though he's really good, good luck using him. I don't care what tribe a character is. If like Megumin was wicked, I would still say she's the best character in the game. I don't care about what tribe a character is when like I'm not gonna take away points for Oni King Enma because he's Enma, but I am going to consider what options a character has access to. Like, for example, Oni King Enma is really good because he doesn't need Fast Fever like these 3 because we already have access to New Year's Kyra, who does have Fast Fever and Unity. So, if Oni King Enma had Fast Fever, they would be down a Unity. So, no, not down a Unity, they'd be down a Revive, which honestly I find way more valuable than a second Fast Fever because they also have Boso Enmas, which, kind of makes up for that. And plus, if like Shuka had Oni King Enma's kit, she like Charming would be like top 3. Like it's insane. And I do think Jingi is the best of the fever extenders because like yeah, sure he doesn't do anything besides damage, but he hits so hard because he's limit break tenable. People like always forget how insane limit breaks are. Itsuki is the worst one because she doesn't have any skill to get her ultimate up easily, but it doesn't really matter for her because, she's on the team with Megumin. Speaking of fever extenders, we'll put Suisei at the top of great units. People were wondering why I didn't put Suisei in top tiers, but that's just because, like, I don't know, maybe it's just because the only times I've used her is against like a tribe disadvantage throne. But she doesn't really hit as hard as I would want. And if like you're like, oh, we'll just put on the feverfill instead. I'm not gonna separate her from with an entire tier just because like she's literally the same as Shuka, but she can also provide a little bit more damage in exchange for ease of use. So I'm like, if there was a tier between top tiers and great units, I would put Arachnus, Suisei, and then this. I might as well just go ahead and put him here. BD, like I thought he wasn't going to be that good. That people were like absolutely fuming at me for like not rating the character higher than I thought because I didn't have the character at the time. Now that I have his Unity skill, why did they do this? Erie did not need this. Erie was like the second worst tribe in the game, but they're still like if Brave was triple S tier, Erie was double S tier, and then they gave them a character like let me show you what he does. He is an all popper that does like double damage with a combo over 100. He has Feverfill and a Dragon Slayer's boost. You want to know what this boost is? 26% HP and 26% attack. You know who that buffs? Jingi and wherever Taicho Rei is right here. It buffs their damage, gives them more HP, and makes this dude hit like a nuke. I didn't know that he was going to have a 26% attack buff when Jane, the basically only woman of her tribe, only buffs her attack by 16. Like, what is this game? I'm not going to put him in top tiers. I've been thinking about it, but I just don't find the Dragon Slayer's Unity as useful as like an actual Unity character or like one of these. Speaking of top tier, I'll go ahead and put Agatha here. Despite her not being as good as Aqua, the Fever Power heal is so nice to have that like if Mysterious isn't allowed but Heartful is and you can still use like Brave or something, it's really good. And I already thought Brave plus Heartful was a weirdly good combo. Now it's just even better. So like Brave and Mysterious combo is the best team in the game. Like with Megumin, Aqua, Ryu, Senin, Senenki, Yun, and then the triple S rank Cataline. That is the best team in the game. Like no questions asked. Because they can heal infinitely. They have the Megumin nuke that you can buff with with like Aqua's fever extend. It's just ridiculous. And Agatha is not quite as good as Aqua, but the even though the heal is only like almost half as good, it's still a guaranteed heal, which I just find more valuable than a nuclear bomb. That's not Megumin. Honestly, they might do similar amounts of damage. Maybe I really don't know. I don't remember how good normal LB's Megumin is. Mine's LB10. I'm not judging this based off of LB10 Megumin, but I am. If there was a tier between top tiers and great units, BD would be here. Like he would be there along with Agatha, Arachnus, and Suisei. But I don't want to like fill this thing up with tiers because I'm deleting this tier afterwards. I'll keep him down here because I'm not gonna say that. Oh, like this guy's way more valuable than the Fever Extenders. Like I don't want to say that because like the Fever Extenders, honestly, they're more valuable than BD. But what BD does right now is just more insane. But these Fever Extenders are basically necessary. You can't you can build a team without Suisei, but it's not good. You can build a team without Jingi, but it's with Saku-chan, who just, despite how much I like Saku-chan, she just does not hit on the level of Jingi. Charming, you can probably get away with it because Charming is actually pretty insane now because of Komami, who I'll put right here. I think she's better than Arachnus because I just like Inflate 4s better. And because she's on Charming, she has access to Red and White Elzamechia, who is a pre-fill Soultimate filler, something that Arachnus doesn't have access to. And even if you don't have Red and White Elzamechia, you have Shizu. And both her and Komami's redrop stacks, so you get like a 30% chance for Puni to redrop, so it's pretty insane. And while we're speaking of Unity, I might as well put Okayu right here. She is better than Red and White Elzamechia because even though she has a Nyanbo multiplier, Okayu's OB-tenable. And Mysterious is better, so yeah. Like, pre-fill Soultimate filling with Unity, LB10 stats is insane. Mysterious I already thought was like a top 4 team before Okayu came out. And yeah, now there's top 2, easy. Brave's still better, though. And then we have Maximus K, I thought he was going to be pretty good because, you know, you're waiting so long for Megumin's Soultimate to fire that you can just buff his attack up. But then I thought his Soultimate was when you use his Soultimate, only his Big Puni can fall larger than usual. Okay, now I just read it wrong. It's every Big Puni, like not just his, which makes him a lot worse than I thought he was going to be. I didn't think he was going to be good. I was just going to put him like here, but I'm going to put him here because I'm not going to say this guy's good and then Asu is worse because both of them suck. And then finally we have Omatsu, who is the worst EX popper in the game. She's the first EX pop, well, not the worst EX popper in the game, obviously, because, you know, double S rank EX poppers probably exist. She's the worst UZ rank EX popper. All of these characters have either pre-fill or fever fill. She has neither. She has redrop, and popping her Big Puni can fill other Soultimate gauges. She literally doesn't have a skill to help her get her Soultimate up besides redrop. That is not good. Even though she's OB tenable, she's not very good. I do want to put Punigami above these two just because I value the limit break 10 stats over redrop now. And Tamanta and Ren, he's here because honestly, I've gotten so used to Gunshin, I don't even think I would want the fever fill of Tamanta and Ren. If I needed the extra damage and the extra stats, I guess I'd be willing to trade off the easy use with Gunshin for the fever fill. And then I have Ichika above these two because I like the easy link over the extra damage, I guess. So yeah, pretty simple. Cat Cradle is the worst character in the game because, you know, she just doesn't even function. Miku also doesn't function. Yotsuba is a terrible damage dealer on a tribe that doesn't need a damage dealer. Ryuta, like, he's good if he was literally anything but mysterious, which has access to Arle, Rinne, like Blue Sky Helmet, Zuzaku. You don't even need a Soultimate filler. Glitterman Taiga, who's OB tenable, who doesn't hit as hard, obviously, but you know, options already existed. So, and then you have like Subaru, who you can bring instead, who can guard. So, like, really, like, he's fine, but like not on the level of these characters. And Hikoboshi Fudoma, I'll put Ryuta here. Hikoboshi Fudoma just doesn't do anything. Guardian Ren is an inflate 4, which is the only thing saving him, but he still sucks. Full Bloom U, I've literally is only useful for like clearing the like 45 stages before you get to the throne. That's literally it. There's no reason to bring her over Dragon Slayers. No, it's just regular. It's just musical Venoct. No reason to bring her over him. Asu, and like I don't like him. People will say that like, oh, he's fine. No, he's not. I'd literally just rather bring Mercury Death, and then if you bring both of them, you're giving up on the thing that makes Asu like even halfway decent, which is his attack buffing, which makes him hit a little bit harder. But then you're not bringing like the limit break 10 stats, and it's not good. He's not good. Mikey is like, he's like fine. But honestly, I just like Dead Time better because she hits harder. And yeah, sure, you have to use a Galapion Soultimate to get this Ultimate filling, but I just like the extra stats and the easy link because I think Shady kind of needs it. Nino's like fine, but there's not really a reason to bring her over like BD or Izana. So yeah, Union Nate just almost outright sucks because like you have Megumin, and people are like, oh, but it helps get Megumin's Ultimate up. Don't waste a Soultimate counter to get Megumin's Ultimate up. It's not that hard. And even if you want to waste a Soultimate, Yamato exists, who's way better, or Obi. I don't really like Mikasa for it because there's literally no difference between them, and I would literally rather just have a Soultimate filler. But like, yeah, just don't waste a Soultimate to get Megumin's Ultimate. Natsume is decent, I guess. You can stack the redrop with Komami, but Fubuki's just better. A lot of people don't like it that I have revive Fubuki, but I do because you know she's better than Natsume. Dead Time, I've already said she's just fine. Jane's women power is not enough to save her because there's one woman on the team, and it's herself. So you know they look very similar. So yeah, Jupiter Asu, he's fine, but like he's way more difficult than he should be for some reason. even though he has afterfill, like you have to use Puppet Gunshin's Soultimate to get this guy. And if you don't have enough future Rens on the board, well, it's just kind of a waste. So yeah, Rimuru hits pretty hard. I guess you can run him as a sub option if you don't have Arle, I guess, or Beach Natsuyomi or Kirachara. And the Ohajiki bonus is, I don't value the Ohajiki bonus, as you can clearly tell, but you know, it's still good. I just don't like putting like a Crossma above like, I don't know, Wedding Jane or Milim. Fubuki's decent with or without the golf bonus. You can use it for real fights or for the golf bonus, so yeah. Milliam hits like, she hits really hard, and like Charming doesn't really need it, but you know, the niche of a 6.2 second ultimate for grinding is why she's in the niche tier. Great units, Jupiter Death. I'll give him his own video. He's pretty good. Fudo Boy Gold is a good support character, but you give up a unity for him, so even though he lets you crit some of the time, it's not as insane as you would like think. Still insane, but you know, not like, oh, he's top tier character. He's not. Mercury Death is really good. Super easy to get his ultimate up. Great support. All that. Your fever extenders. These three have fast fever. Itsuki's the worst one because she has afterfill instead of fever fill. Jingi hits really hard and is buffed by BD. Suisei can either have the fever fill of these two or increase her own damage. So if you're willing to take a little bit of a risk, she's pretty decent. BD hits like, why does he hit so hard? Like, what is this? What is this game? And he buffs Jingi and Taicho Rei and has an easy way to get his ultimate up with fever fill. What in the world? And then we have EX poppers, you know, Unity, support, easy link, damage, fast fever, that's replaceable. Stats, redrop, no. Then we have fever power, Unity, starter range support. The best fever extender because, you know, revive. Like, Charming doesn't have a revive. Slippery doesn't have a fast fever, so. But then again, that's probably why they're the worst team in the game, because they only have one fast fever and no revive characters. So, ugh. Jingi, honestly, if Jingi had revive, Iri would easily be like top 4, maybe even top 3. I do kind of think that they're top 5-ish because BD's pretty insane. And Suisei, they already have Galapion, so no reason. So Oni King Enma is really good. Like, people just sleep on it because he's Enma. Starter ranged, instant fever time, you know, crazy. Unity prefill, OB10 version. Fever extend Unity, fever power, like insane character, and then a nuclear bomb that lets you win in 3 ultimates. Yeah, pretty insane. So now we go ahead and we go on to like, this is like basically some sort of game forum thing, I don't know, called Game 8. This is the first thing I was shown, and oh my god, this is incredibly awful. So these are the strongest characters, and then they have a nice support characters option where they have attack boosters. And Goku Noko. And Bourgeois G. And Komami score boosts, I guess. They have Full Bloom U. A whole tier above Slurpent. And then Holy Spirit Bon Baraya for some reason. And above Pandora. I can tell you, most people would rather use Pandora than Instructor U. All of them are above Ban. Ban is used for Arle strats, and Arle strats are better than basically every strat in the game, pretty much. And then you have Demon Dare Falcon, who is a whole tier below the other boosters. Actually, Maiden Ruin is way over here. Meanwhile, Demon Dare Falcon is way down here. That doesn't make sense. Like, it has a whole bunch of inconsistencies. Like, for example, I can go to this tier, and you'll see, I think this is where he is. I really can't tell. No, it's probably here. You can just look through, and you'll see a bunch of terrible things. Where is he? I know he's here. Oh, wait, no, he's in this tier for some reason. This is Puppet Fudoma. He is a tap inflator with some sort of skill and redrop. This redrop is really the only important thing. But then you'll realize if I look around, there's no Ryuta or like Mercury or Mars Asu. And this guy's a whole rank below and Enma tribe, so he has no boosters to like help him with. Yeah, they're in the S tier. UZ rank tap inflators with redrop, which is a higher redrop chance, a higher damage output, and actual boosters they can be used with, is a whole tier below this guy. Let me see what his other skill is. Maybe his other skill is just insanely useful, and it's pre-fill. Which, if I go over to Mercury Asu, would you look at that? He has the exact same kit, except he's a whole rank higher, has actual tribe, and is just overall better. Yeah. not very good. This is pretty terrible. You can honestly just go through this and see a bunch of terrible things. Like, then you have Oni King Enma down here. Meanwhile, up here, you have Puni Goddess and Chifuyu. Chifuyu is a fast fever pre-fill, fever extender that is a triple Z rank. I don't understand how we glaze the Fudomas, yet we underrate Oni King. And then we have like Bunny Eat. Where's Tensei Yusen again? Where's Tensei Yusen? Tensei Yusen. I'm pretty sure he's in this tier, unless he's in this tier. Oh, by the way, Jingi's here, and then you have Yukata Subaru, but then you'll look around and there's no regular Subaru. Oh yeah, Tensei Yusen is a whole 2 tiers below Bunny Eat, which I like Bunny Eat better, but it's not that crazy. And then Summer Setsuna is down here, a whole tier below Puni Goddess and Shifuyu and Puppet Fudoma and Jikoku Ten Kegare and ZZ Kachi God and Perfect Shion and Nyanbo Amaterasu and Idol Marine. Like, oh my god. And then you have this guy who's like a Soultimate filler, which, like, whatever. Where is Attack Titan Aaron? He is a double Z rank limit break tenable Eerie Unity bonus. Where is he? Would you look at that? He's right here, right next to Yo. And then you have Z rank Unity characters. Does this guy even have Unity? I don't think he does. But then you'll go down here, and Lapless Darkness is here, who is an appearless character. And would you look at that? Cat Cradle is better than Mikey, Natsume, Full Bloom Yu, Anbuyu's right here next to Dark Witch Katie. Dark Witch Katie apparently is more valuable to bring than Wild Boy, who is a Unity character. KB92, who is also a Unity character. Same with her. And then, like, she shouldn't even be here. Also, Crystal Slurpin is down here, who is a triple S Unity EX popper. Like, what? Like, characters like Shizu or like this guy, like Lotus Ren, I can understand them being here. But White Dog, Lolita Pecora, Perfect Xion, Cross Enma, I guess I understand him. But this guy, I don't understand why people like this guy so much. The wrong Ren. There's too many of them. Where is he? Where, like, actually, he's here. He has a tap inflator. Using other Soultimates can fill his Soultimate gauge, and popping Big Puni fills his Soultimate gauge. That is not better than redrop. That isn't even on the level of redrop. And then we go down here, and it's like Holy Spirit Bon Baraya is here for some reason. I don't even know what she does. I don't even care. This guy's a triple S rank super booster. So, like, whatever. This guy's an appearless attack booster, I think. Maybe? I don't know. But yeah, it's like, this is a pretty terrible tier list. This honestly might be the worst tier list, like, we'll ever see. Maybe. Also, Maximus K is here. Above Union. Above Kagure Zochten. Above Summer Setsuna. Above Kirachara. Above Galapion. Above Yusen. Above Kokibi. Above Earthwalker NOA. And Meliodas is here for some reason. Yeah, pretty terrible. That's about it. And then we have this video by the channel with less subscribers than me, but like way more views than me. So, of course, I want to start a war. Also, 403 likes. This is pretty terrible. We'll go ahead and turn this up to 2 times speed because it's a bunch of yapping. And we're going to separate this into 5 tiers. You got B, A, S, double S, and then like I guess triple S or something. Yeah. Oh shoot. There's a thing at the end. Let's go. So yeah, we have Cat Cradle at the worst. Like, what the heck? Get off my screen. We start off pretty good. We got Cat Cradle, Miku, Hikoboshi Fudoma. We're starting off pretty nice. Maybe this tier list actually won't be so bad. Ryuta, like sure, he's not really that good. Then we have Mikey. Granted, there isn't really a difference between Mikey and Ryuta, but Shaggy kind of needs a Soultimate filler way more than Mysterious does. So, I mean, I can understand because they're pretty similar. So maybe it's not that bad. We'll just keep going. A Guardian Ren, yeah, it's looking pretty similar to my tier list so far. Not bad, not bad. Mercury Death. A Limit Break Tenable, UZ rank damage dealer with Drop Big, Fever Fill, Soultimate filling, is somehow worse than Union Kenma or Mercury Asu or Full Bloom U. Yeah. You don't even need a brain to figure that out. And then Nino's down here for some reason. Why is Nino here? And then Yotsuba's here. You'll notice Miku isn't even shown up yet. No, she has. She is the second worst. And then Union Kenma, pretty bad. Pretty... Yeah, that's all of B tier, by the way. Full Bloom U and Mercury Asu are still yet to be shown. Oh, by the way, this was made a month ago on September 2nd. And so basically it's from 60 onwards because the Hololive characters are not here. So yeah. Then we have Total Dude, attack boosting, like, mid. I like Death Mars better than Total Dude because Death Mars has Link Big, so you can at least use him to like cheese stages with attack boost cheating. So he's somewhat decent. And then we have Mercury Asu, who I think sucks, but apparently he's not the worst thing ever, but no, he is. And Full Bloom U, I would not say Full Bloom U is better than Asu. Ugh. Then we have Natsume, whatever. Then we have, Bridal Jane. We're getting like, back on track. Dead Time we're in the, the this tier. We're not looking too bad so far. Jupiter Death. This is probably where most other people would put Jupiter Death, but I am a free thinker. I have a thinking cap on. It's like this guy's actually peak. Okay, this is where you have a thinking cap on, and I'm like, this sucks actually. No. Beats Natsume, a character with starter ranged, meaning that basically all of your Soultimates are way easier to get than usual, and an insane support kit is somehow worse than Jupiter Asu. Even the Asu Glazers know that Natsume is way better. And that's all of A tier. We just had to put her in A tier. We couldn't even put her in S tier. Tell me you don't play the game without telling me you don't play the game. And we have Mars Asu, score attack. I guess they value score attack. I would not say this guy's better than Asu. The reason that I'm not going to say this guy's better than Asu is because if we just look at purely their kits, then you'll see popping Big Puni fills other Soultimate gauges and redrop, which like I guess that can help you get multiple fever strategies, and then pre-fill is only good for the one. What I'm not telling you is that they have unique watches. Ryuta can get access to it's probably like a 30% attack buff watch. Asu, if we go to Galaxy 1, he has access to what is, I'm pretty sure it's the Ginjo watch, literally. Yeah, it gives a 30% HP, 20% attack buff, and increases his Soultimate multiplier by a little bit. So he just hits harder than Ryuta does. So yeah, I mean Ryuta has more access to boosters, such as like Marine, who wasn't out for the video, but this guy has Earthwalker NOA armored, so I guess that's why. But because I didn't even know that it was a Soultimate multiplier buff, but this is a Japanese YouTuber. You can read the game. I can't. How do I know this and you don't? Like, what? Then we have Punigami. I do think he is the best score attack character, but obviously they value Ren's use in actual gameplay. He's the best just because he's a UZ attack booster with redrop, so, good. And he has Fever Fill. Tomaten Ren, I wouldn't say he's the worst EX popper, but he isn't really that good just because Genshin exists, and clearly JP players value Genshin way more than I do. So, yeah. I also don't like comparing EX poppers to other characters. Then we have Halloween Fumi Hime, who, if you'll notice, we don't immediately have Marine. Both of these are EX poppers with afterfill. She has fever fill, Marine has pre-fill, but oh wait, she has a Nyonbo multiplier and is on a better tribe, so there's no reason for Marine to be higher than her. Yeah. And then Lotus Ren, I literally just can't use him, so I just don't really have him. Then we have Jinky, the worst fever extender apparently, besides Bridal Jane. And then we have Kagure Zochten, pretty fair. And then we have Shuka, looking pretty decent. All right, we'll just put Itsuki here and then we'll be fine. Oni King Enma, huh? What? Oni King? Itsuki? Why is Itsuki higher than Oni King Enma? Like, seriously, do people just not understand how insane a fever extend with fever fill and revive is? Like, Itsuki is on a better tribe, sure, but I wouldn't say that she's better because of it. Like, I compare what they have access to in their own tribes, but I'm not gonna, like, say that someone with an objectively worse kit is better purely because of the tribe. I'm not gonna say that. That's stupid. Let's just look at my tribe tier list. Now you say, yeah, that's all of S tier. Then double S tier. I don't care how much of a glazer you are for Asu. He is not better than all of the fever extenders besides the ones with Unity and then, obviously Aqua. So, no, this is not it, Chief. Then we have Summer Setsuna. At 19, and then above her, you know who we have? Milliam. Yeah. I mean, I guess if you're, like, not into no bonusing, then you can say, yeah, Milliam is better to have because, grinding. But she's only the second best. The best character is regular Fudoma for grinding because he has a 6 seconds ultimate. She has a 6.2 seconds ultimate. And if you're trying to get new characters, Summer Setsuna is going to be way more valuable because then you can just not do Super 10 and then just get into Fever Time and win. Like, it doesn't make sense. Like, what are you judging based off of? And I'm not reading this because it's stupid. Like, look at all this stuff. This is for one character. Then we have Ryuta, who's... Let me remind you. Ryuta was on a worse tribe, does less damage, has a worse overall skill set, is a whole tier above both Tamon Tenren and Fumihime. What? Like, it doesn't make sense. Then we have him, who, and then we have regular Jane. These are the same character. He has a better kit. I'm having an aneurysm. Then we have Ichika, who she is the best. She's like the third best because, she's a Nyonbo with a cool skill and he has Unity, so obviously they're better. She's the best one out of all of these because I find the Easy Link more valuable than all of these. Granted, on Optimal, they have starter range, so Easy Link isn't really that necessary, but I still like it. And plus, she's a UZ rank, so she hits harder than all the other options, so it doesn't even matter. And people are like, oh, but Blue Sky Helmet Suzaku's better. It's stupid. You don't need crits or guard. And he doesn't have a skill to get his Soultimate up. And if you're going to waste Okuyu's Soultimate to get him, why are you bringing him in the first place? You're wasting You're wasting a Soultimate right there that has no multipliers just to get an EX popper that you could have already gotten earlier and done more damage with more consistently. Like, aneurysm. I'm yelling over a children's mobile game. That's how crazy I am. I'm mental. Anyways, then we have Marine, who, is a whole tier above a better character. So, yeah. Then we have Baby U, who's like, yeah. Then, obviously, we're not going to have Union Kenma because he has Unity. I mean, Demon God Nate, whatever. There's too many of them. Then we have Arachnus. Fair. All right, we're getting back on track. Pretty decent. Then we have Future Ren at 10. Future Ren at 10. Unity, Fever Extend at 10. Then Santa Natsuyomi at 9. All right, good. At least you didn't put Ren above her. 8. I can see this. Like if eventually we're going to get a better Fever Extender than these two, and then Demon God Nate will still be useful, but I like focusing on now. So, but I can understand it because technically you don't need a Fever Extender for Brave, so this guy is more valuable. So yeah, whatever. Then we have Fudo Boy Gold, who, let me remind you, I have Fudo Boy Gold down here. Critical hits, I do not find more valuable than Unity, because Unity is 100% consistent, and critical hits are not. critical hits are good, but I would not say that I would rather have the Fudo Boy Gold. Well, for Fudo Boy Gold, I would have rather have him than God of Armor Fudoma. But like if Heartful, like I don't really know how to explain it. I would not say that Demon God 8 is worse than Fudo Boy Gold. Granted, this is probably because Fudo Boy Gold is decent for regular fights and is also good for grinding because he has start big. So that's probably why. Copium? Question mark. And then we have Ren White Elzamekia, who is definitely not the best, like, Unity character. Maybe because you don't, like, it's just focusing on, like, how good they could be for a no bonus and how good they would also be for just, like, regular clearing, which I guess would make sense. But I don't do that, so obviously I'm going to critique everybody else how I critique things, because I'm insane. Then we have Aqua at 5. You're probably wondering who in the world could be above Aqua. Well, obviously Rimuru, because, you know, a Hajiki bonus. Oh, yeah, I love my extra 25k damage to the boss that has 1.3 million HP. Yeah, it's so nice. It's so useful to have. Oh, because I don't have to spend my Y points. I'll instead spend my real life money. I'll spend $30 to beat Super 10. And I always have the same argument. If you're like, oh, it just lets me do some damage while my friends kill it. You're not doing it then. It's your friends. It's so stupid. Dumbest argument. So we have Rimuru, then Fubuki, who I can see more value in because, you know, golf, the only golf bonus. Then we have Crossbuff for grinding and stuff. And then we have Megumin. Oh, man. Yeah, it's too early for this. And that is the end of the triple S tier. And then we have a picture. You could just look at this and be like, what the? Huh? 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 What the? Like, God. It's so dumb. And let me remind you, if I just go to translate right here, like, oh, maybe it's 50 most valuable. No, it doesn't say 50 most valuable. It says strongest. Asu is not stronger than Beach Natsuyomi. And she's better for, like, getting your bonus character of, oh my god, like, I can't. Hope you enjoyed me having an aneurysm. Here's my UZ tier list. It's a little bit different from what I've posted in Discord servers because, you know, I actually have the character now. So, yeah. I hope you enjoyed, and, I'm gonna die in a hole, I guess.